The joy of fresh water to quench a heavy thirst. A satisfying bowl of rice, beans, and chicken.
Things we take for granted, given with a heavy dose of love. That's just a small part of what a Lewis couple hope to accomplish with the organization Miriam's Table. And Susie Kiefer is the founder of Miriam's Table and joins us this afternoon. Thanks for coming back to see us.
Thank you for having me.
Before we get to Miriam's Table, this dress, you said it was a gift to you.
It was. It was a gift made for me by a ministry, another different ministry called Children's Ministry, and I was in a village, a small village, and they gave me this dress to wear, and I was so excited.
Yeah,
It's
and you
gorgeous.
Said they didn't even measure.
They didn't measure me, no. In Congo, they say a good seamstress is someone who can look at someone and know their size.
Oh my goodness.
Well, they did it.
It is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Okay, so Miriam's Table coming up on 10 years, but it actually started a little bit before that, right?
Yes, it was in our heads before that, but when I went to Congo in 2010, I met children at a feeding center there called the Impasa Feeding Nutrition Center, and I just loved the children so much and had such a great time with them that I really felt I really wanted to go back the following year if I could. And so I went back, and the very first day I was there in 2011, this tiny little thing wanted me to pick her up, and every single day that I left she cried, and every day I came back she was waiting for me those 10 days that we were there. And I went back at Christmas time because I was teaching, and so I had that time off, and my husband said, why don't you go there as a gift, because I really didn't think I could wait a whole nother year to be back with the children. I went back in those 6 months and she was still waiting. I mean, she still was there like we'd never been apart.
Oh my.
The following late spring, her father passed, and she'd become an orphan at that point. And so my husband said, I need to bring her home. And there was just a lot of questions in my head about whether or not that would ever work or how we'd take her from her country and everything. But things all fell into place, and 14 months later, she came home. And that was in November of 2013, we brought her home. And so she's going to soon be 14 years old.
Wow, wow.
Yeah.
That is incredible. Okay, so the area has been called the poorest of the poor.
Mm-hmm. The area where this is located is called Impasa 1. And so it was settled with people who had nothing. And it stayed that way for many, 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 many years, and still is mostly that way. So the World Health Organization, and then later on the Congo Partnership, took over the feeding center that I met Miriam at. And while I was there getting Miriam, I ended up in Congo for 37 days to finish the process of her adoption. And the last day we were there, the day that Miriam's visa became available for us to leave, some women had walked about 3 miles. And they came looking for, they said to Dr. Yahadi, we're looking for your Susie. And we understand she feeds your children, and our children are starving. Can we feed those, can she come and feed those children? Mm-hmm. So I came home with that in my heart, wondering, how in the world? And so I shared it with my husband, and he said, I think we should try to do it. And so almost exactly a year later, in 2014, we opened our doors. And so we opened our doors to 65 children. Thought we were going to be feeding 150 children, but we now feed 350 children.
Wow. And those meals are sometimes the only meal they get?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes, yes, it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And it's not just food. You supply water and medical?
Yes, we did team up with the Rotarians in Rehoboth Beach and the International Rotarian Organization and the Rotarians there in Kinshasa, where we were, and we do have a freshwater well. And we did lose children to the typhoid fever and stuff that were part of our program, and also part of our staff people's children. So now we're so happy to know that that's not something we have to worry about in that area, because anybody can come and use the well.
Mm-hmm. So you've also been able to employ the Congolese adults.
Mm-hmm. There's 10 of them.
Wow. And
it's wonderful for them to have a full-time job. And they really are like a family. When I'm there, we're just like best friends.
And you said Miriam is now 14.
She'll be 14 next month.
Next month. Does she help you with it? She go back with you?
She does. She goes back. This past summer was her first summer not to be there, but she's always there. She'll be going back this summer, And she's like a chameleon, you know, because she's here being an American, and when we get over there, she switches gears and sees people that she knew when she was little, and her story is sort of a full circle story because she was being fed, and now she feeds others, and we have some beautiful pictures of her, handing a bowl to a child or sitting on the ground and feeding a child.
So 14 years ago, you never would have imagined that you would be where you are. So, sitting where you are now and looking forward, where do you think Miriam's Table is going?
What we want to do, because we feel like we're being called to do more than just to feed the children, because the other problem in that area is medical. And we do still lose children. Even our staff has deaths in their families because there is no place to quickly get urgent care or even maternity or quick surgeon, you know. So we're hoping to start to raise funds probably mid of this year to build a little medical center there.
And we'll provide some information on our website so that you can do just that to help your mission with Miriam's Table. Thank you so much for what you do. It's amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Delmarva Live. We'll be right back.